All right. The WNBA and the Las Vegas Aces are being sued by WNBA player Dearica Hamby for alleged discrimination. What does this look like for the WNBA and head coach Becky Hammond? We're going to look into the lawsuit and talk about the allegations. Kennedy Carter is upset because she wasn't chosen on the unrivaled team, a new league that'll be happening in the offseason. We're going to talk about the lawsuit. We're going to talk about Kennedy Carter, the upcoming season, and more right after the intro. What's up, everybody? What's up, boys, girls, he, she, they, them, we, or whatever you choose to identify as? Welcome to the W360, your new home for all things women's basketball. I'm your host, CJSoFoolish, and welcome to another episode. My goodness, if you are a returning subscriber, returning viewer, guys, thank you so much. I so appreciate you guys. Thank you for spreading the word. Thank you for telling a friend and telling a friend and telling other friends and getting the W360 show, the buzz that it's getting. I love the community that's forming. So thank you guys so much. And if you are new here, please be sure to subscribe to the W360, okay? Please be sure to subscribe. Oh, all right. Let's get into the episode, guys. A lot is happening around the WNBA. My goodness. What's up, everybody? What's up, Sade? Hey, Ellison, Rosby, Catherine. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay. We are going to talk about the latest news that has come out in the WNBA, and it is not pretty. It's not pretty. It's actually very disturbing, if you ask me. Dearica Hamby has sued the WNBA and the Las Vegas organization for discrimination because she decided to get pregnant. So if you haven't heard, Los Angeles Sparks for Dearica Hamby has sued the WNBA and the Las Vegas Aces, claiming repeated acts of intimidation, discrimination, and retaliation in her lawsuit, her attorneys announced. Okay? The news broke yesterday. And, it's articles, the breaking news, things have gotten millions of views about this story. It's an 18-page lawsuit that has been published. And I'm going to get into some things that have stuck out to me in this lawsuit. But before I get into what stuck out to me about this lawsuit, what's up, everybody? Before I get into what stuck out to me about this lawsuit, let me just say, I hope Dearica Hamby gets every dime. I hope Dearica Hamby gets every single penny that she's suing for. She deserves. It is, what kind of world are we living in where you play for the Women's National Basketball Association and you get traded or essentially fired because you want to reproduce? This doesn't look good for Becky Hammond. Head coach Becky Hammond, who is a woman herself and has 2 kids, put this young lady allegedly participated in disgusting acts against this player who helped your team win the championships that you guys won. and you put her off the team because she wanted to have a baby? What kind of sense does this make? What kind of organization are you guys running? Is this the reason why you didn't want so many new eyes on your league? People will really come along and say, what is happening here? This is supposed to be an activist league. We're supposed to stand up for women. We have women's rights. What kind of baloney is going on? There's a whole documentary. Is it on Peacock? It's not on Peacock. Amazon Prime. You guys are sitting there when you're talking about how you ran the governor off and the other owner of the WNBA and titled this and we stand up for women and women's rights. We are women first. This isn't this lawsuit. It says the exact opposite. The exact opposite. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you ask me, my opinion, I honestly feel like if Dearica Hamby was having a baby with a woman, she would be way more supported. I think if Dearica Hamby was having this baby with another woman, they'd have her featured in the halftime shows. They'd have her and her wife sitting there, asking questions. So how does it feel? Oh, you guys are so beautiful. When's the baby due? Love is love. My opinion, just what I think. All of this activism and all of this woman first, and we're here for women, it's performative and it's fake. You guys aren't here for women. Not unless this is a woman that fits the mold of the woman that you want to be here for and push for their rights. You're not here for a woman that wants to have children and have a family. I mean, what did she do that was so bad? She just wants to have a baby. What did she do that was so bad? Everyone else is celebrated for having kids. You guys, Brittany Griner was celebrated when her wife had a kid. Candace Parker was celebrated when her wife and they had kids. Everyone else is celebrated. Chelsea Gray was just celebrated when her wife had a kid. But it's mighty funny that she was punished when she decided to have a kid with her husband or her boyfriend. Skylar Diggins Smith was punished when she decided to have a kid with her husband. No halftime stories, no press releases, nothing. I hope Dearica Hamby gets every cent that she's suing for. Every cent. I don't know what the Aces is going to have to do. They may have to pull it out of Chelsea Gray's salary. She didn't do nothing in the Olympics. Pull it out of her check. Pull it from Sydney Colson's check. She's not doing nothing. Seriously. All jokes aside, reading through this lawsuit, it was disgusting. Some of the things that I read. Becky Hammond ought to be ashamed of herself. She ought to be ashamed. That organization ought to be ashamed. Tom Brady, you got to step out and say something, buddy. This is your organization. Seriously. So yes, before we get into the actual parts about the lawsuit that stuck out to me, this was awful. This was awful to read. I personally think, I think Becky Hammond is probably going to have to resign. I would say she should get fired, but I'm sure they'll give her the opportunity to resign. or step down or whatnot. There's no way the W can literally keep her around and justify having her on the sideline. There just isn't no way. There's no way that you continue to let this woman parade around and she kicked this woman off the team just for getting pregnant by a man. There's no way. You can't justify that. Let's get into some key things from the lawsuit that stuck out to me. Someone said resignation at least. Someone else said fire her. The internet altogether, guys, people are calling for Becky Hammond's job. People are calling that she steps down. It makes the most sense to me, especially if this is a league that claims to be activist. You guys aren't very active right now. No one's very active. Sade said, I think we got to see how the case plays out first. Yeah, that's the thing. And I'm hoping that this trial is open to the public because I'll be there. I will be there. I want to go there in person, live and direct and cover it. I will be one of the people right outside the courtroom. Becky Hammond, what do you have to say for your disgusting acts? People need to ask her the right questions because I'm pretty sure the media is going to avoid. They're not going to ask her anything. Someone needs to ask her the right questions. What do you have to say, Becky, as a woman who claims to be for women and you guys claim to be feminist and women first and activist league, and this is how you treat pregnant women? Allegedly? Dearica isn't making this stuff up. I don't think she's suing for fun. Dearica Hamby should get every dollar she deserves. It couldn't be me. It could not be me. I'm telling you right now, I would have my baby in court making one of those impact statements. You know those statements that the family make when something tragic happens, and they get up there and they read from their impact statement. I would have my baby up there reading. I mean, I would say my baby is traumatized. He's having trouble learning. He's having trouble focusing in school. He's traumatized. I mean, the fact that, you know, what the Aces in the WNBA did to my family, my child is traumatized. Pay him. I'd have that baby right on the stand reading an impact statement. I can't focus in school because of what Becky Hammond did. Seriously. I don't know how to ride a bike. I just can't focus. It was the impact from when y'all put us out the housing. It's traumatic. I can't focus in daycare. Becky Hammond traumatized me. I'd have my baby right up there on the stand, getting every cent, and you cry. You make sure you cry. You cry during your impact statement. You tell the court system how traumatized you are. My kid would be going to college, paid for by the Aces. ADHD guy says, not going to lie, I just watched my first non-CC game of the last Sparks 98 win over the Aces 93. Hamby grabbed 28 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists. Going to watch next game, Las Vegas versus the Aces this Sunday. I will be set and tuned in for that game this Sunday. And let me be clear, guys. If you aren't familiar with Dearica Hamby, we're not talking about just some player in the league. Dearica Hamby is a two-time WNBA All-Star, a two-time Sixth Woman of the Year. She's a one-time champion. She's averaging this season 19 points a game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in only 24 games this season. So Dearica Hamby isn't like some, unrecognizable bitch rider like Sydney Colson. She's not that type of player. Dearica Hamby is good. So you can't say she was traded because, we didn't have further use of her. No, she was trading because she had a human baking in her belly, and you didn't see any use for her. Let's get into the lawsuit. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, Lucy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Genuinely appreciate it. All right. One of the things that stuck out to me in this lawsuit, the first thing, I'm just going to go through a couple. I'm not going to read the entire lawsuit. It's 18 pages. I'll put the description, a link to where you can read it if you want to read on your own. But I'm just going to go through a couple of things that stuck out to me while reading this lawsuit. Yes, and I did mention she was a part of the 3x3 team at the Olympics as well and got the bronze. So again, Dearica Hamby isn't some just, a Sydney Colson or anything like that. Dearica Hamby is good. She's a skilled player. So I hope she gets every dime that she's asking for. One of the things that stuck out in this lawsuit that Dearica Hamby, not you, here we go, was a phone call between Becky Hammon and Dearica Hamby. So per the report, during the phone call, Becky Hammon told Dearica that Hamby did not hold up her end of the bargain and that no one expected her to get pregnant again, implying that by signing the contract extension, now keep in mind Dearica Hamby was given a 2-year contract extension. Okay, so this is what the lawsuit is referring to. But by signing the contract extension, Hamby implicitly agreed she would not get pregnant during the 2-year extension period. Also during the phone call, the lawsuit alleges that plaintiff Hamby then stated 2 times to Becky Hammon, "You're trading me because I'm pregnant?" Becky Hammon then responded to Dearica Hamby inquiry by stating, "What do you want me to do?" Hammon did not deny the accusation that Hamby was being traded because she was pregnant. Then, on or about January 16th, Becky Hammon called the plaintiff Dearica Hamby and told her, "Your time with the Aces is up, and that is best for Hamby's career if she just moved on." Now, I'm not reading this word for word, guys. This is just the page from the lawsuit that this came from, so I'm just summarizing it here. So, yes, there were 2 phone calls that took place. One phone call where Dearica Hamby asked her, "You're trading me because I'm pregnant?" And Becky Hammon then replies to her, allegedly replies to her, "What do you want me to do?" I don't know, Becky. Allow her to procreate. Becky, allow her to have the baby and come back. So if you read into the lawsuit, Dearica Hamby stated that she would continue to work out and she would be back in time for the season to start. And apparently Becky Hammon did not believe her. Mind you, Dearica did not miss a game. When they traded her, Dearica Hamby had her baby, and she played in game 1 for the Sparks. She didn't take any time off. She didn't miss a game. The Aces is about to pay. The Aces is about to pay. They're about to pay. So, yes, that phone call. And then Becky Hammon calls Dearica Hamby and says, "Hey, your time with the Aces is up." What? I think think it's best for your career if you just move on? At this point, Dearica Hamby might own the Aces in a couple of years. I'm not reading this comment out loud. Charlie said, I'm going to read it. Charlie says, Becky Hammond resents Hamby because Dearica refuses to be. I'm not reading the rest of that. Yes, so Dearica Hamby did not miss a game. She didn't miss a game. She played in game one after having her kid. So that's what makes this even worse. Another thing that stuck out to me was the accusation of the retaliation from the Las Vegas Aces organization. The lawsuit claims Hamby alleged that after she publicly complained about her trade, the Aces organization engaged in a number of retaliatory acts, including attempting to wrongfully obtain confidential medical records from the plaintiff after informing she was no longer a member of the Las Vegas Aces. That is illegal. What kind of organization are you running, Becky? That's illegal. You cannot get a player's medical records. This is crazy to me. Women first. She also issued a directive to Las Vegas Aces players and staff to cease communication with the plaintiff. Basically, she told the team, hey, don't call her back. Don't you text, don't you call her, don't you talk to her. Nobody on this team talks to Dearica Hamby. Allegedly, that's what this is saying here. Women first. They also refused to extend an invitation Dearica Hamby an invitation to the White House ceremony with Vice President Kamala Harris to commemorate the Aces' first WNBA championship. Y'all wouldn't let her in the White House? Y'all could have at least let the woman meet Biden before he croak over. Y'all could let the woman in the White House. She only helped you get a championship. Becky Hammond is running this organization like death row. Oh, this is not funny. It's not funny, but my goodness, this is shocking. They wouldn't let the girl at the White House. Those were some of the retaliation acts. Also, I'll add in there as well. Well, actually, that's going to be next. In addition to the retaliation, the lawsuit also claims that she was kicked out of team-provided housing. They kicked the girl out the house. Set all her stuff outside. You know how if you don't pay your rent, the sheriff come and put that tape on your door with the note that says you got to get out in 7 days. That's what they did. Except there was no sheriff and there was no note with the blue tape. It was a phone call that said, hey, from the general manager of the Aces, there was a phone call. This is what the allegations say. This is what the lawsuit says. This is what the lawsuit says. General Manager Williams informed Hamby that she must vacate the team-provided housing, and no reason was given to Hamby. This woman is pregnant, and you put her out? Y'all put the girl out? They're going to be coming to tell Becky to get out her house next. Because she's not going to have a job. She not going to have a job. She going to get put out of her house the same way they put Dearica out. They should do Becky the same way. So you can see how it feel, Becky. As one of the perks for her 2-year extension, the organization offered to pay for Dearica Hamby's daughter, Amaya, private school tuition. Again, this is illegal. This is illegal, but they offered to pay for her daughter's private school tuition in the form of a donation to the school. That tuition was never paid. After she announced that she was pregnant, she asked the organization, she asked the GM, hey, what about the tuition that you guys promised? What about the donation? My daughter has tuition. They responded and told her they're working on it. We'll get back to you. We'll let you know. Get out of our face, pregnant. They just blew her off. Blew her off. So yes, Hamby's attorneys Dana Snygaki, Aaron Norgard, and Arthur Davis released a joint statement yesterday. They said the WNBA is at its core a workplace, and federal laws have long shielded pregnant women from discrimination on the job. The world champion Aces exiled Dearica Hamby for becoming pregnant, and the WNBA responded with a light tap on the wrist. Every potential mother in the league is now on notice that childbirth could change their career prospects overnight. No, they're not. No, they're not. As long as you're having a baby with a woman, you're fine. That was out of the quote. That was my quote. Back to his quote. That can't be right in one of the most prosperous and dynamic women's professional sports league in America. Now, a WNBA spokesperson issued a statement on the lawsuit and said, we are aware of today's legal filing and we are reviewing the complaint. That was it. That's all they had to say. We're aware of it and we're reviewing it. We'll get back to you later. Hopefully something happens where people don't talk about this anymore. That's not happening. This is trending all over social media. I mean, my goodness, the blog sites are posting it. Bleacher Report posted it. It's gotten millions of views on Twitter. People are talking, and this just isn't a good look for the WNBA. It's definitely not a good look for the Aces, who are like pretty much the creme de la creme of the league. Las Vegas is the biggest team in the league, and this just doesn't look good on your organization. But if you ask me, again, this is a reason why I feel like that the WNBA wasn't too fond of all the new fans, quote unquote, right? Because the new fans are interested in the league. New fans want to see good basketball. And if this was to happen, which keep in mind, guys, this lawsuit started a couple of years ago. Literally back around like 2022. At that point, the WNBA did an initial investigation. They suspended Becky Hammond for 2 games. That was it. They suspended her for 2 games. Pretty much was a slap in Dearica Hamby's face. Nothing else happened. So now Dearica Hamby is able to file a federal lawsuit because I would do the same thing. You guys, it was a slap in her face when she alleged this. Kathy, you need to clean your league up. You need to clean it up. It's too much going on. And this is the reason why I think traditional WNBA fans are upset at all of the new fans, because new fans are looking like, what is going on around here? What is going on? Now, another part to this is, especially on social media, a lot of people are calling on to Dearica Hamby's former teammates, i.e. the Las Vegas Aces team, to come out and say something. You guys aren't supporting Dearica? What happened to all the activism? If you ask me, fair. This is an ongoing lawsuit. I understand to some degree why Chelsea Gray, Asia Wilson, Sydney Colson, Alicia Clark, and the rest of them, Jackie Young, Jackie Young don't talk anyway, but the rest of them haven't come out and say anything. Of course, it's a lawsuit, but I think my question would be, why hasn't any of the WNBA players come out in support of Dearica? You all are women too. Don't you guys want to have babies and not get fired for having a baby? That's my only question. Where's her support from teammates and WNBA players? Nobody's standing with Dearica. Nobody. Here's what I will tell you what players had to say. When Becky was initially suspended for 2 games, here's what the Vegas players had to say. Where is it?
And I will say, it is one of the things that it's amazing when verdicts come back and no one is happy. And I think that just shows a poor level of leadership and a poor process on the investigation.
My biggest thing is making sure that this does not become a distraction, because at the end of the day, we're going to be, we're for Becky. We're for anyone. Like, that's for us. We're going to play for her.
Wait, what did she say?
We're for Becky. We're for anyone. Like, that's for us. We're for Becky. We're for anyone. Like, that's for us. We're going to play for her. We're for Becky. We're for anyone. Like, that's for us. We're going to play for her no matter what. It's going to be tough to be without her, of course, those couple of
Well, I think they made it clear where they stand.
games, but we still have to go out there and be us through and through and continue to make sure that we put the correct product out there, because that's what people want to see. And that's pretty much my take on it.
It doesn't matter. Anytime your name's on the scroll or anytime you see your name, anything could pop up. I think all of us have been there. I mean, it sucks. So I think it's just showing support. And, I know a number of us players have reached out and just been like, we love you, we care about you, and, we're going to represent you in the best way that we can.
We're for Becky. The players reached out to Becky and said, we love you, we care about you, we're going to play our hearts out. This was after it was announced that Becky Hammon would be suspended for 2 games because of the Dearica Hamby allegations. And after the WNBA did their investigation, and that was the result. That was the punishment. 2-game suspension, and they lose the first-round pick of the 2025 draft, WNBA draft. They lose the first-round pick. That's it. That was it. And then to have her former teammates that she won a championship with, that's what they had to come out in public. That's what they came out and publicly said. Basically, we on Becky's side. Someone said Asia is a mean girl. Asia is a mean girl. I don't know her personally. I never met her. But that clip there is concerning. That tells me that, y'all don't have y'all girl back. Where is Dejanay Carrington? What about all the other WNBA players that had things to say as far as Caitlin Clark coming out to speak against for her teammate and denounce her fans for all the mean tweets? And this is a league where we don't just shut up and dribble. We stand up for our rights. Where are all those players? Where are you, Dejanay? Dejanay. This black woman was discriminated against. It doesn't matter. Remember when Dejanay tweeted and said silence is a luxury? Caitlin Clark should speak out. Silence is a luxury. Y'all don't tolerate this against black women. Why aren't you as upset now? Oh, you didn't really care then. You didn't care. You just wanted to be mean to white Jesus. That's all it was. None of you care about women and unity and uniting. You guys just wanted to be mean to white Jesus because she came and stole the spotlight. There's no unity now that Becky Hammond and this team is under fire. Now it's, we just got to let things play out. No. These were the same players. These are the same people that was demanding that, you're active. This is an activist league. And when you're a part of this league, you're an activist. No one's active. Seriously. So nonetheless, I hope that Dearica Hamby gets every cent that she's suing for. I hope the baby that was born, college tuition should be paid for. And that baby's college tuition should be paid for. Tom Brady, you have the money. Give her millions. Because this is seeming like this is probably going to be a few $1 million. The amount that she's suing for has not been publicly disclosed. If you ask me, I think they'll settle out of court. But I hope she really rakes up. Rake it up, Dearica. Seriously. Kennedy Carter is upset. Kennedy Carter is upset because she was not picked for the Unrivaled League. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, the Unrivaled League is a new league that's going to take place in the offseason. It's a 3-on-3 league, and it's a 1-on-1 league. Or that's the type of competition that'll be played in the league. Started with, founded by Breanna Stewart and Naphesia Collier. And they are now announcing some of the players that'll be a part of this league. And they've announced Angel Reese will be a part of it. Dearica Hamby is actually a part of it. They've also said that it'll be 4 other rookies that'll be a part of this league as well. They've announced a number of players that'll be a part of the league. It'll take place. Y'all are crazy in this chat. It'll take place in Miami, and I think it's a pretty good idea. They're paying the players well. I think the minimum salary is like $250,000, or the maximum salary is $250,000. But it sounds like overall should be, a great off-season league for the players to go in and compete versus going overseas. We'd hate to have another Brittany Griner situation. So this is great alternative for the players to be able to stay stateside and compete. Kennedy Carter has not been announced as being a part of this league yet. She took to Twitter yesterday and she said, just for clarification, because I continuously keep getting asked, I was not invited to Unrivaled. I didn't get picked. Kennedy Carter's fans are upset. Chicago Sky fans are upset. Chicago Sky fans feel like that she's constantly overlooked. And, hence the reason why she wasn't chosen for WNBA All-Star. She wasn't chosen for the Skills Challenge. She's not chosen for this unrivaled league. Also, her name was thrown around in the conversation as far as being chosen on the USA team. I personally think she's better than Chelsea Gray, Diana Taurasi, Jewel Lloyd. So basically, her fans feel like that she's constantly overlooked. But no one wants to tell Kennedy Carter the truth as to why she's not being picked for these positions. So I figure, why don't we tell her here at the W360, okay? I'll tell you, Kennedy Carter, why you're not chosen for the All-Star game, the skills contest, the unrivaled league. Kennedy, you're a skilled player. There is no doubt about it. I think Kennedy Carter is probably top 3 guards in the league. No one can really guard her. Okay? Let's be very clear. Kennedy is skilled. Kennedy is skilled. Kennedy, you're a troublemaker. You're a troublemaker, Kennedy. Troublemakers tend not to get picked. No one's going to deal with you, Kennedy. You're a little loony. Toombs, Kennedy, you are loony. No one wants to deal with you beating people up. What do you think? Everyone has forgotten about your past? You've gotten put off multiple WNBA teams for fighting. Nobody wants to deal with that trouble. What do you think? Your past and your incidents could just be expunged like a DUI? They can't. No one has forgotten, Kennedy. You're not likable. People are scared. You are a risk. It's a risk. They would have to get extra insurance if you came around because you might beat someone up. Now, I know, Kennedy. I know you want to get picked. You want to play. I know, Kennedy. You've been doing good so far. Ever since you chucked White Jesus over, ever since then, you've been doing good. You keep doing good. You might get picked for the next season. You keep behaving and you keep being good. But right now, Kennedy, you're not going to get picked for anything. People are afraid. I'd be. I'd be scared. Kennedy. Bad behavior doesn't get rewarded. Everyone's not going to be Teresa Weatherspoon and see themselves in you and grab onto you every time you feel like you want to fight and calm you down. And, we got to step on eggshells. No, Kennedy, you keep up the good behavior, though. You might get picked next season. But it's not happening this season, Kennedy. You're too much of a liability. Now, I wish your fans would be honest with you and tell you, Kennedy. Chicago Sky fans have to stop lying to this girl. This girl is a liability. And we haven't forgotten about the whole incident you guys pulled with the invisible paparazzi harassing you because of White Jesus. We haven't forgotten when you made that up. You've just been causing all kind of trouble. You're not going to get picked, Kennedy. You're not going to get picked. You done got kicked off of multiple WNBA teams. You don't have a really good reputation. That's the truth. No one wants to say it. You're violent. behaving, Kennedy. You keep being good. And we here at the WB360, I won't forget. I will not forget. I will advocate for you to get chosen next season. You keep being good. You keep it up. You've been out of trouble the last few weeks and you've been balling. You stay focused. You keep your eyes on the prize and you just keep balling. And we'll make sure you get picked next year, Kennedy. But it's not in the likes for you this year, baby. I think you should use the offseason to probably get you a little bit of help. That's the truth. Allison said, Teaspoon really has done a good job with her. Wonder if Kennedy would get a full contract with the Sky. I think she has a temporary 1-year contract currently. Yes, that's what I say. She's doing good. Kennedy, you keep it up. You keep doing good. You take it one day at a time and you prove that you can go a year without beating someone up on your team or getting into it with your coaches. And I've heard detailed stories that someone else that play in the W have told. Kennedy is a head case. She's a head case. But Teresa Weatherspoon seems to be doing, I don't know. She done figured out how to get through to the girl. But nobody wants to tell her. So I'm telling you, Kennedy, CJSoFoolish is telling you, you're not getting picked because you just stir up a lot of trouble. Okay, Kennedy, you take my advice. You keep it up. You keep being good. You keep being good. And we're going to keep watching. And you're going to get rewarded next season. You're going to get on that. You're going to be a WNBA All-Star. I know. You wanted it this year. It's not going to happen. But you keep being good. You're going to get a WNBA All-Star nomination next year. And you can get on the Unrivaled team. You keep being good and keep it up, Kennedy. All right. What else around the WNBA? The season is kicking off on Thursday. Okay, New York Liberty is going to play, and Friday, White Jesus will be hitting the court again. Ooh, excuse me. Y'all are crazy in this chat. White Jesus will be playing this Friday, guys. Please be sure to meet me here. Listen, if you are tuned into this video, make sure you like the video. If you have not liked this video, guys, please like this video, okay? Like the video, and if you're not subscribed to the W360, subscribe to the W360. I want to see what y'all are talking about in this chat. Someone says, CJ, you really have a problem, man. What? What? Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. My mom is going to get mad at me for getting on Kennedy Carter because Kennedy Carter is her favorite player. That's her girl. So my mom, I know she's going to be like, why you say that about Kennedy? That's her girl. Rhonda Stewart. What's up, Rhonda? Rhonda says, truth. RC says, living for your be good Kennedy voice. Allison says a good routine and some anger management classes could help her out. I think so, too. You get you some therapy, figure out the issues, and I think you come back, Kennedy, you be good. You get on the team next year. C. Main says, let go Kennedy Thursday, Phoenix Fever Friday. CC ain't going to play with man in WNBA. White God, if Element Gold said, I bet Kennedy wants to fight you now. I call the police. All right, I call the police. I don't want anyone coming trying to fight me. I call the police. I do not fight. I don't fight. I dial 911. Real fast, I have a description of, she's about 5'8", 150 pounds. I call the police so fast with a full description. I sure do. Jasmine says, did you see the reporter ask Caitlyn about Unrivaled today? She looks like she's hiding something. Do you guys want White Jesus to play in Unrivaled? Liz E says, when will they announce full team for Unrivaled? So they're doing this thing, at least on Twitter, where they're announcing one player a day. Or I think one player a week or something like that. As if it just announce the entire team. But, you know, they're creating the anticipation and things like that. So once they announce the entire team, I'm definitely going to do an episode on it and get everyone updated. Allison says, I think Kay Martin hinted that she was playing in Unrivaled. I can 100% see Kay Martin being a part of it. I wouldn't be shocked. A lot of y'all do not want White Jesus to play in Unrivaled. I've seen multiple reasons of people saying why they didn't want White Jesus in Unrivaled. And I can see both sides. I mean, me personally, I'm down anytime to watch White Jesus play. Anytime. But I get the other side of, you know, a lot of her fan base is saying, no, don't lend them your support. Don't lend them your viewership. These are people that didn't want you in the league. So thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Charlie says for almost reading. reading my his post. Yeah, I didn't read your the whole comment out loud. It was inappropriate. This is a family-friendly show. Sade says, nah, I'd rather her go overseas or just train during the off-season. White Jesus ain't playing in no 3 versus 3. Simple. Over. Do herself in the offseason. I can see that. I agree. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Let them have the Unrivaled league out in Miami and, you know, train on her own. I'm not mad at it. SC says Asia is awful. Why you think Asia's skill-wise, or do you mean just off the court? Ice Cube, $5 million offer. YCC go. They want those views. Yeah, I think, yeah. White Jesus would add a lot of views to this league. But like I said, I'm down to watch White Jesus play anytime. Can I pitch her in a 3-on-3? But I'm down to watch her play anytime. You know? Oh, RC, thank you so much for the $49.99. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you guys for the super chat and all you guys' support. I just can't explain enough how much I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the super chat. Need it. Thank you, guys. All right, in other news around the WNBA, the trade deadline is August the 20th, okay? So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you have your notifications turned on because if there are any key trades, especially with if they're bringing anyone else around White Jesus, we're going to cover it here at the W360, okay? Rhonda says, I'm watching wherever CC plays. I'm the same here. That's all. Like, I mean, if she plays in the Unrivaled League, I'll be watching. I can't sit here and pretend like, no, I don't want her to play in the league because I'm thinking like, I'll watch her play. But I do get what I understand, you know, both sides. RC, thank you for your content. Love and appreciate your show. Thank you so much, RC. Thank you for the super chat. There was another super chat earlier. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, ADHD guy. W360 is so awesome and funny. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, guys. Jasmine says, I'd want to hang out with Kate in Florida for a few months if I was CC. Sounds like fun. Yep. We'll see. I did see White Jesus was asked, and she basically just said, she gave the answer. She just basically said, right now she's focusing on the games. So she's focusing on the games ahead. So we'll see. I know that she was in New York over the Olympic break. So I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. We will see. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up this episode, guys. Like I said, if you have not liked the video, please like this video if you have not liked it. Make sure you're subscribed to the W360, and please turn on your notifications if you have not. Turn on your notifications. And be sure that you're following me on Twitter, guys. Follow me on Twitter. I'm chatting with the W360. We're chatting all day, pretty much, and we're, retweeting and laughing about things on Twitter. So it's a good time on Twitter. Make sure if you are not, follow me on Twitter at the W360. That's at the W360 _. Okay, at the W360 _. That's going to wrap up this show for today. I will catch you guys on the next episode. Have a great rest of the evening. Have a great rest of the week if we do not talk until Friday. All right? Until next time, peace and so